Good morning, Commissioner. It's always a pleasure to be here with you on Community Connect, a special edition Saturday morning.
Special edition.
Beautiful day in the Big Island.
Good morning, Commissioner. It's good to be here on Community Connect. Another opportunity to be able to connect with our community and share with them all the updates we have in our department.
Yes, and I thank you for joining me. You know, our work is constant, it's around the clock. And our need is to, of course, lead the Department of Education. And here we have some members of the community who is not quite clear on our graduations. And that's why we are here today, to provide that clarity, because what we want is for our entire community to be aware of the who, what, when, where, why, so that they can have a lovely graduation season along with us. So having said that, in an effort to reinforce and clarify plans for the 2021 high school graduations announced in the Virgin Islands Department of Education's May 5th community update, the following is true for all public high schools in the territory. All graduation ceremonies will be conducted in a hybrid fashion. Some ceremony elements will be pre-recorded, while others will take place in person. The first component, pre-recorded messages from school officials and dignitaries, will occur. The second component, in-person diploma presentations, will occur with our graduates. And the third component features pre-recorded cap and gown pictures, presentation of our graduates. All graduation ceremonies will be executed in a mobile format. This will consist of either a drive-through ceremony or a walk-through ceremony. All graduation ceremonies will feature graduates walking across a stage or designated area to receive their diploma and be greeted by our dignitaries. Parents or the guests will be allowed to take photos while the graduate is crossing the stage. No graduation ceremony will accommodate seating. In-person audiences, that is not allowed. No graduation ceremony will accommodate seated in-person audiences. All graduations, our high school graduations, will be live streamed on the Virgin Islands Department of Education's Facebook page. And as you remember, last year you had an experience where you sat with family and friends, and the students had pre-recorded pictures, pre-recorded messages from dignitaries, and you will have that same experience. It's going to start with the dignitaries. It's going to feature live streaming of our students in their cap and gowns, crossing a stage. The family member takes a picture, and of course they get back in that vehicle or exit immediately, the exit that is available for them. So, and then we're going to end with that picture taken, the professional picture being featured on the screen. So with that, Superintendent McGregor, can you share with us what that looks like in the St. Croix district?
Sure, Commissioner. It starts all here on the Big Island with, of course, Central High School, the home of the Caribs. And their graduation, of course, will be held on Tuesday, May 18th. On that day at 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, the school is working to have their stage ready, and the students will be able to drive up to the stage area. They'll be able to exit the vehicle, walk across the stage to receive the diplomas, and of course be greeted by the dignitaries on the stage. And then they will return to their vehicles and exit the campus. And that's what's happening at St. Croix Central High School. And then the next day, Wednesday, May 19th, all roads for parents and graduates lead to the educational complex, home of the Barracudas. That will also begin at 10 o'clock, where again, a stage is now being erected on the school soccer field. Again, students will drive up, exit the vehicle, walk across the stage, receive the diplomas, elbow bump with dignitaries, and of course, return to the vehicles and exit their campuses. So we're all looking forward to those 2 big days of graduations right here on the Big Island, Commissioner.
And I could see, I'm envisioning it. I can't wait to elbow bump our students. You know, we've seen them all year online because that population of students had to engage and continue in virtual learning.
So be excited. I'm looking
it
forward to
will,
it.
it will. Dr. Jurgen, can you provide some updates of what's happening in the St. Thomas St. John district?
Certainly, Commissioner. It's graduation season, as we all mentioned. We're so proud of our students. On May 20th, we will start with the home of the Dynamite Rays, Ivana Udoracan High School. That's on May 20th at 1 p.m. And the students will drive up to where the steps are to the gymnasium. And the parents will be there in their cars. They will exit the vehicle and move towards the walkways to receive their diplomas. Then they will return to the vehicle and exit the campus. So that's what's happening on May 20th, 1 p.m. at Ivana Udoracan High School, the home of the Dynamite Rays. And then the following day, on Friday, May 21st, at 1 p.m., students will line up outside, enter the Ruth E. Thomas Auditorium, walk across the stage and receive their diploma. The students will exit the auditorium and campus after receiving their diplomas. So that's what's going to happen at the Shah Amalia High School, the home of the Mighty Mighty Chicken Hawks, May 21st, 1 p.m.
And thank you so much for the clarity on this, superintendents, because again, Virgin Islands community, this is the season that the Department of Education look forward to. Our teachers have been teaching all year long. They've adapted to our new mode of instruction. Our students and parents have adapted to our new mode of instruction with technology between us. And we look forward to, and we're proud that we've reached to this stage. So this clarity was very important for us to provide, hence why we have this special edition. Just to remind you, no graduation ceremony will accommodate seated in-person audiences. Everything is mobile at all 4 senior high schools. As customary, the logistics of each graduation ceremony will be shared with the graduates and parents. Graduations are not open to the public. As the territory is still responding to the coronavirus pandemic, the Department of Education and its schools are committed to doing everything to ensure the health and safety of its students and staff. And in the same way, the department has opted to conduct classes in a hybrid fashion, with some students attending in person and others attending virtually. Graduations are being conducted hybrid. In 2020, graduations were conducted virtually, 100% virtually, as COVID-19 continued to rage and a vaccine was not yet available. This year, however, as increasing numbers of residents are being vaccinated, the VIDE has taken the approach to conduct the 2021 high school graduations in a hybrid format, with, of course, the guidance and support of the VI Department of Health. Now, what's important to note is because in 2020, we were unable to have our students experience what we have taught them, what we've instilled in them for all of their years in school. They were unable to cross a stage. They had to sit at home. And because we've advanced, we've adjusted in the VI Department of Education, we've adjusted throughout our territory. Our climate around COVID has changed. As we mentioned, many of our residents here in the Virgin Islands began to get vaccinated. We've adapted to the social distancing and created classrooms that were socially accommodating. We've increased our level of safety with hand sanitizers, etc. And with that, we focused on one thing when it came to our hybrid graduations. ensuring our students get the opportunity to cross that stage and have that feeling, know what it feels like. So they can go back, of course, wearing a mask. The masks are mandatory, but it's important that they get that experience. And that was our focus. Now we know that our loved ones, the parents, they too would like to share in that experience in person, the family, the brothers, the sisters, the uncle, but we know that cannot happen. Everyone cannot be there. So that special guest that's invited, they get to walk below, take a picture, and all of those details are going to be provided to the parent from the school. Community, we are proud to have reached this moment. We are happy to give our graduates this experience. And because we know you could not be there physically, we are live streaming this event. You get to see from start to finish the opening remarks, the remarks from our dignitaries to our students, and our students in live form in their cap and gowns crossing the stage. And of course, when it's all said and done, it's on video, it's captured, and they have this memory to hold for the rest of their lives. We look forward to getting back to our normal, but in this case, we will continue to adapt to make sure that everyone remains safe. Superintendents, this has been such a journey hearing from parents, the community. Last year, it was, forget the dignitaries, let's get our students on stage. And we know we couldn't do that, right? So we're proud to have gotten this far where we have gotten our students on stage. Congrats to you and your team as well, and all of the school-based teams, the graduation committees led by their school principals. This is never an easy task. And I must say, they rose to the challenge again, yet again. We've constantly risen to every challenge that we've had. And I'm proud of all of you here at the VI Department of Education. Do we have any questions, community? We're here to respond to any questions that you might have for us. Talk with us if there's anything you would like to share. How are we looking, Ms. Graham, online?
While we wait for that, Commish, you know that, when the school administrators started to put the plans together with the school teams, one of the first option, of course, was 100% virtual. Mm-hmm. And we asked them to, hey, go back and dig a little deeper and see how we could do it in a safe way to get the students across the stage. And I must give them credit. They went right back. The principals went back. They met with the staff, and of course, and then they came up with this very good way, this very creative way of getting our graduates to have that special moment of walking across the stage and receiving the diploma. So I want to say, hats off to the school administrators. They've been doing a lot of work, and we really commend them for the work that they continue to do.
Right. Thank you so much for that. And we do, the good thing is in our community, once you live in the same household, of course, you can group together. That's very important. The graduations this year, I mean, in light of COVID, actually, I know many family members, of course, we were encouraged to get tested. Make sure, of course, you're not COVID positive, because we had families who were sitting and shifting schedules. I have to work today, so I will stay home with the children and make sure that the work gets done, the learning, connecting with teachers online. And there were so many families doing that because in light of it all, parents had to work as well. And we're encouraging parents as well, neighbors of students, get tested. If you have to drive in the same car because maybe my mommy doesn't drive, my daddy doesn't drive, the same way we asked you back then to make sure you're tested, make sure you're not COVID positive, so that you can work and exchange and help the families within your community, within your space. The same thing will be true for those students who may not drive. to be able to get to the graduation. That is a challenge, and many of us don't drive to get to work, and we have to seek the assistance of the neighbor or the cousin who's driving and to get to work, so we have to constantly ensure that we're wearing our masks, we're following the safety protocols, we're getting tested to make sure that we are safe. And that is true for our graduates and parents as well. This event is coming up. This event is near approaching. You have to meet us halfway. We've met you halfway with that stage. Join us in helping our children cross that stage. If you do not have a vehicle, we ask that you take the necessary steps so that you're there crossing that stage. Dr. Jurgen?
Well, yeah, I know that these are still tough times, and I really look forward to next year when hopefully we do what we need to do so that COVID leaves and we can go back to having our, celebrations and everything the way we were accustomed to. But, we are taking that step down from more restricted celebrations or acknowledgements. Last year, we did have total 100% virtual, and this is a step down from that. And hopefully we will continue to relax conditions based on where we are, because the reality of the pandemic has to also be taken into consideration.
Absolutely. So this has been a special session of Community, a special episode of Community Connect. Virgin Islands community, we hear you, we are connected with you, and we are here to serve you at the VI Department of Education. We're happy to provide this update. We know we have confidence in our school teams. They work very hard, especially the graduation committee. This is their time of year. They're excited to support you as a graduate. We are, and we ask parents and community for your 100% support as well. Our students will have an awesome graduation 2021. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time on Community Connect.